As I record this, we're about a week away from the new year. It's 2022, Christmas is over, heading into that week before we actually celebrate New Year and enter 2023. And it strikes me, as every year, that goal setting has become such a widespread New Year preparatory practice, right? Tons of people set goals in that last week before the new year, but the majority of people never achieve their goals. So I want to suggest this year that you don't set any New Year's goals. I've said it before, but this year I want to say that instead of setting those goals, just decide to be someone who can move successfully from where you are now, which we're going to call point A, to where you want to be in a year, which we're going to call point B. In the Motivation Manifesto, Brendon Burchard writes that action is the yardstick of character. And it's true that consistent action reveals the kind of person you are, who you're being, your identity, and it creates your personal destiny. But you can change your destiny by intentionally changing your character. You can be someone different in the new year, someone capable of taking actions that actually get you from point A to point B. And when your actions align with your new way of being, you're going to find it easier to arrive at your desired destination and to get the results that you're wanting in the new year. Yes, you could call results goals, but let's just stay away from goals for now. So recently, I introduced the members of the Inspired Creator community, links above. I introduced them to a 12-step process I created to becoming the person at point B. Okay, because you need to be the person at point B so that you're doing the things that get the results person at point B would get. So the process is going to help you decide where you want to be in 12 months. Okay, so where do you want to be 12 months from now? And yes, you could call those goals, but again, let's just not really talk about it in those terms. So, decide who you want to be in 12 months so that you ensure that you get where you want to go in that time frame, that you get the results you want in that time frame. Okay, because again, you have to be the person at point B to do the things that create those results. So to go through the process, what you need is to answer some questions. Okay, I have 12 questions or 12 steps, and well, I guess it's 12 steps, but a bunch of them are questions. So get out a journal. Okay, so the first question is, what do your actions in the last 12 months say about you? Who were you being? Who were you being? What was your identity? What was your character? Because what you were doing during that time, the actions you took, as Brendon Burchard says, determine your character. I'm going to call your character your identity. Okay. So for example, you might have been being selfish or angry, being focused and productive, or being healthy or being lazy. Right? Just some examples. So that's number one. Step number two in the process is to identify what you would like to do in the new year that aligns with your best self or the vision of who you want to be. So we're not focused on the goals, but who we're being. Okay. And these actions that I'm talking about are, they're the actions that will define your character and lead to the results you desire, which again, you could call goals. So for example, here, okay, so the question was, what would you like to do in the new year that aligns with your best self or vision of who you want to be? What do you want to do? So examples might be, I'd like to write consistently daily and complete a book. I'd like to run 6 times per week and be in shape to run a marathon. I'd like to increase the number of people in my membership program to the point where I have tripled my income. I'd like to join a dating app and meet my soulmate, okay? All right, third step is, who do you have to be to get from point A, where you are right here and now, to point B, where you want to be 12 months from now? Okay, who do you need to be to get from point A to point B? So examples here might be, I need to be productive. I need to be, be a productive person. I need to be a committed person. Someone, I need to be committed to the results I want to achieve. I need to be a healthy eater. I need to be a good money manager. I need to, be open to a new relationship. Any of these are good examples. Okay, step number 4 is to make a list of all your perceived failures from the last 12 months. And I say really that there are no failures, just life lessons. Failure is an interpretation of an outcome you got, a result you got. Okay. So if you're going to make a list of your perceived failures from the last 12 months, might be things like my launch didn't attract even one buyer. I earned less than the year before. I didn't keep up with my diet and gained 10 pounds instead of losing 10 pounds. I didn't write consistently. I got a divorce. If a divorce feels like failure. Okay. Fifth step is, who are you being when you experience those perceived failures? So answer that question. Who were you being when you experienced those perceived failures? This, however, I want you to realize is who you do not want to be in the new year. The person you were being when you failed is not who you want to be in the new year. So examples of who you were being when you so-called failed is, I was being someone resistant to marketing. I was being an overspender. I was being a junk food eater. I was being a procrastinator. Okay. All right. On to step number 6. Make a list of all your successes from the last 12 months. Okay. Very simple. What were your successes over the last year? So examples could be, I attracted 5 new private clients. I doubled my income. I began intermittent fasting and kept it up all year. I wrote 500 words per day, 6 days per week, anything like that. Okay. Step number 7, who were you being when you achieved those successes? So you just made a list of successes. Who were you being when you succeeded? This is who you do want to be in the new year. Okay, you want to be the person who can succeed in those ways, especially if you need more of those successes in the new year. So an example might be, I was being a social media influencer, or I was being a good business person, or I was being health conscious, or being a writer. Okay. All right. Step number 8. Answer this question. What lessons did you learn from your successes? Very simple. What are the lessons you learned from your successes? So could be, for instance, when I'm visible on social media, I attract clients. I increase my income when I have a business strategy and carry it out. When I'm health conscious, I eat healthier and I work out consistently. I can develop a writing habit if I'm committed to my dream of becoming an author. Those are all amazing lessons you might have learned. Okay, step number 9. Who do you need to be to get from point A to point B this coming year? Who do you need to be to get from point A to point B this coming year? So you need to have the character of the person who is at point B already. Okay, so you need to be that person at point B now, or you need to expand on the actions that made you successful in the past. Okay, so you need to identify or describe who that person is, and remember who you were being when you actually achieved some success. So examples of that would be, I need to be a visible social media influencer, or I need to be a good business person, or I need to be committed to my health. I need to be a writer. Okay, because being, for instance, a writer would mean you can write consistently, and you might achieve your goal or result of having completed a book manuscript, right? Okay, step number 10, almost at the end. Step number 10, were you the person that you've described at point B, that person who is already at point B, were you that person at point B in any situations last year? If you were, it means you already have the character or the identity. Even if not consistently, you have it. You have the character or identity to get the results you want. You now need to have that character and take those actions, or be that person more frequently and consistently. Okay. And you might go back to step number 7 at this point, which talked about, asked you who you were being when you achieved those successes, because that is the person at point B to some extent, or even a great extent. All right, step number 11, second to last, identify 3 words that describe the person you will be or need to be at point B. Okay, 3 words that describe who you are at point B. Then Take a moment to explain why each one of those words is important to being that person. Okay. Why is it meaningful? Why will it help you get the results you want? And then remember that the person at point B is already taking the actions that allow them to get the desired results. That's how they got to point B. They already have the character or identity based on those actions. Okay. All right. Last but not least, by any means, use your 3 words as a daily reminder to be the person they describe. You can put them on sticky notes. You can put them in your phone as reminders. And when you see the notes around your home or the words pop up on your phone or computer, do not swipe left and ignore them. Instead, take a moment to ask yourself, am I being that person right now that those words describe? Have I been that person during the day? Am I living as the person at point B? Right? So these are a reminder to be that person. So for instance, if your words are committed, courageous, and healthy eater, you would ask yourself, am I being committed right now? Was I courageous today? Did I eat a healthy diet? You could even put that last reminder or word prompt, you could schedule it as a reminder during meal times. It'd be great to have these reminders popping up, in lots of places around your home or office, or coming up at least 3 times during the day on your phone or computer. Now, if when you ask that question, am I being these 3 words right now? Am I being that person that those words describe? If you don't embody those characteristics, if you do, it's time to celebrate and acknowledge that. But if you don't embody those characteristics during the day or didn't, it's time to change your behavior or your actions. Because as you do so, as you make those alterations, your character will change and you'll be that person more often. And eventually you're going to live as the person at point B and achieve the results that that person can create. And the reason why is simple, because you're going to be that person. You're going to be the person at point B. And that's how you're going to get your desired results. So I would love to know if you've ever focused on who to be in the new year and found that doing so makes it easier to get desired results. I've written about this before, and I really feel like it's super important, and it's sort of the secret sauce to achieving goals. You have to be the person who can achieve them, right? You have to be the person who can get the results you want. So if you're interested in stepping into being that person, to embodying your best self and taking the actions that lead to the character you want to have and the identity you want to have, please join the Inspired Creator community. The link's above. That's where I offer transformational coaching. And it's a combination of personal and spiritual growth, and it helps you decide who to be and then be that person. And when you're being that person, your actions are going to be aligned and you will find yourself where you want to go or creating the results you want quicker than you ever thought possible. So again, if that's of interest to you, click on the link above and join me in the Inspired Creator community. I'm Nina Amir. I am known as the Inspiration to Creation Coach because I love to inspire and motivate people to be creators, to step into their power as creators and create the things they want in their life. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy the 12-step process. I hope you go through the 12-step process and you find it easier than you thought possible to be the person at point B and to get to point B in the new year. Till I talk to you next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.